All right, so we all have a lower nature, we all have a higher nature within ourselves. I'm sure you've seen this in cartoons before. You have a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other shoulder, representing your lower self and your higher self. Now, if you want to be connected to your higher self more often than your lower self, hear me out. And when it comes to deciphering those two voices in your head, your lower self and your higher self, the two biggest keys are self-awareness and presence. Now, I promise you, you do not have to sit in meditation for 5 hours a day building this self-awareness and building this presence. There's a lot of easier ways to build presence and build self-awareness. One thing you can do is during physical activities, say you're weightlifting or you're swimming, be conscious of all the movements that you're doing. So let's say you're lifting, for example, right? Let's say you're doing a bench press, just for example, right? Every rep up, every rep down, you're aware of it and you're feeling every muscle fiber in your chest. You're not just mindlessly moving the weight around. Your mind is actually involved in the physical exercise that you are doing. Another thing you can do randomly throughout the day, just ask yourself, what am I doing right now? Asking yourself that question will immediately put you right into the present moment. You're not thinking about tomorrow. You're not thinking about yesterday. Every single thought is focused on right now. And doing this consistently is going to help you build a lot more presence and a lot more self-awareness and not live in a passive state throughout life, being a drifter. And instead of mindlessly scrolling and living a passive life, a drifter life, you'll have more authority over your brain and be able to align yourself with your best version of yourself, your higher nature, your higher self. So we all have God within us, right? We all have God power within us, but there's duality in life. So that lower self has to creep in here and there. Now, reprogramming yourself or mental alchemy is all about choosing which state that you want to dominate your life. The law of polarity says that there's polar opposites to everything, right? They're similar, but they're just on different sides of the spectrum. So right now, if you feel stuck or you feel like you're falling for your lower nature, it's because those thoughts and those feelings are dominating your mind right now. So to shift from the lower nature to the higher nature, focus your thoughts on the opposite. Ask yourself, who am I at my best? What do I consistently do as the best version of myself? What kind of value do I bring to others as the best version of myself? Get clear on these and think and feel from these states consistently. When I say think and feel from that state, it's different than saying think of that state. Thinking from that state, you already are that person. You already are your higher self. That's you. Put your shoes in the best version of yourself. Think like that version of yourself would think. Talk like that version of yourself would talk. Act like that person. Thinking of it is a wishing mindset. You're like, oh, that's nice. I wish I could have it. It's a lack mentality. Instead, align yourself mentally and put yourself in the shoes of who you want to be. When you really feel and think from that state, all of your thoughts and your actions are going to fall in line. Since attention is like a giant energy beam that whatever you focus on is going to grow, whatever you put in your mind like that, whatever feeling you dominate, that's what's going to grow inside of your mind. And I'm not saying be perfect because I fall into my lower nature from time to time for sure. But the key word is a majority. A majority of the time you want to be aligned with that best version of yourself, of that higher nature. So it's okay if you slip up and fall back into your lower nature. It happens. But as long as you stay consistent and hop right back on the horse, you're good. So build presence and build self-awareness, and I promise you, you'll have a lot more authority over your mind.